Hey, it's Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com. And if you're anything like me, you've seen something come up in your Instagram feed or your other social media feeds and wondered whether you should take a closer look. For me, that's been massage guns. And I don't know why, and I don't really want to know why, but they have been showing up in my feed. I've also been getting lots of information into my email inbox about massage guns and folks suggesting that I take a look at them and try to review them. So I was kind of thinking to myself, I don't know why I'd need a massage gun. I mean, I love myself a good massage, but I don't know what these massage guns are designed to do or why I might want one. I happened to mention this conundrum to my husband, Roger, and he was like immediately, we could review massage guns? Yes, please. So I'm actually going to bring husband Roger in here to this video. Hi, husband Roger.
Hello, thank you for inviting me into your video about massage gun ownership.
So when I talked to you about massage guns, I was like, I'm seeing all these ones pop up on my feed. I'm getting offers to review them. What was your interest in actually wanting to try one of these? Tell us why.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I deal with chronic pain, muscle and joint pain, and a really good friend of mine got one of these and said it was a bit of a game changer for him. So I've always been pretty curious, and I've always found that the price tag was a little bit high for what it is, and not necessarily something I wanted to take a flyer on. But then there's a whole lot that are, under $100 on Amazon. And so, yeah, I jumped at the chance.
Yeah. So we sort of surfed through Amazon and looked for, I guess, massage guns that were reasonably affordable in and around the $100 range, had a variety of different attachments, and just kind of looked like a good pick. I mean, is that how you'd say we made our evaluation about the ones we eventually chose to review?
Yeah, because you know how it can be. When you're buying competitive products like this, sometimes it's junk and other times they're just absolutely brilliant. So we picked 3 that we thought would fall into the absolutely brilliant category, and here we are.
So this is the first one we're going to talk about. I don't know if you call this the TOM 63 or the TO-M63.
Don't call it anything. The link's in the description.
So talk to me about what it was about this one that made you interested in getting it. And I'm just going to set the box down and pick the package up.
Yeah, sure. So the price point was good. I noticed that this one had a few more attachments than a lot of their competitors have. I think it actually comes with around 10 attachments, whereas some others only have like 6 or 8. And people had good things to say about it on Amazon, so I thought let's go ahead and give that one a try.
This is unwieldy.
It's hard to model. This one happens to be a little bit larger than, it's actually the biggest of the 3 that we did in the set. It's also the heaviest of the 3, so it kind of makes me think that there might be something, a little bit more substantial to the build. But I've got to say, if you like pretty machines, this is not it.
Well, and you're right. It does have that longer handle. And let's just hold it up here. And we thought, again, does that matter? And then after we were trying out each one of these, we actually found that it does. Because the great thing about this one is if you're going to use it yourself on your back, you can actually kind of reach parts of your back easily enough with this longer handle, which, spoiler alert, you can't do with some of the other ones that we tried out.
Yeah, and if your wife has to give you a massage, she can stay really far away from you while she does it.
Let's talk about some of these attachments here. This package, I will say, it does come in a case, which is quite nice. And some of the attachments you can see do have a home in here. We'll get you a closer up shot on this. But the package, the case is not the best. So let's just give folks a quick look here at the different attachments.
Let's start with this interesting one here, because for the most part, these devices, they all come with the same 4 or 5 basic attachments. And then as we start to fill out the, the repertoire of attachments in this particular item, we come to some interesting ones. So I just would rather show you the interesting ones. And this one is really, really good for big muscles. May I demonstrate on you?
Oh, please do. I'll put my attachments down.
So larger muscle groups, like maybe your quads or your upper arm. This one seems to be pretty effective on those areas.
That's pretty good.
And
actually,
it's also pretty good for me because I deal with some pain in this area. This one actually felt really good.
Your microphone right now is going to be going
Yeah, no one could hear a word I said. But it did come with a lot of different attachments that seem to offer, different benefits than some with fewer attachments would.
And which ones would you say are kind of your favorites? I'm going to give folks a look at sort of the overall picture of attachments, but which ones were the ones you kept going back to?
Yeah, sure. So some of them are just hard plastic, and some of them have a bit of a softer edge. So the one that you're holding in your right hand right now, Erin, that's like a foam ball. And I thought that one was the best for me because it was, this is a really percussive device. It can actually hurt when you run the hard plastic over a bone.
That is true.
But I found that one was just a little bit more forgiving. As I was learning how to use this device, that one actually felt a lot better and offered less discomfort.
Okay. One thing I'll pause and just point out here, the frame rate on my camera shooting this video actually makes these massage guns look like they operate in slow motion. Trust me though when I say each of them moves fast and is quite percussive. And the other one I liked was this one. It's kind of just a round, like a rocker almost. And again, it made it a little less punchy. I'll say a little more gentle. Is punchy a term in massage gun technology?
I think it absolutely
is. It is now. Okay, so that is the TOM 63. Okay, next up we have the MedCursor massage gun.
This one got some pretty good ratings. The form factor looked pretty interesting to me, and again, it looked like a sturdy device. But Erin, the biggest drawback I noticed when we got it out of the box is that it does not come with a case.
Yeah, so the box is the case, so you'll have to store it in there if you want to keep things kind of arranged. I guess you don't have to, but that is worth pointing out.
Yeah, and the case is really handy to have, Erin, if you're going to travel with it.
Yeah.
Or, and I'm the kind of guy, I don't like to have like a cardboard box under my sink. I'd rather have like the case.
The nice case, yeah.
The case is kind of important.
Here, I'm going to set this down and we'll talk about the gun here because this is unwieldy to hold with the box lid open. So there is the MedCursor.
Now, what I noticed that when I started playing with like the second one is that they really all basically work the same way. You've got an attachment, you jam it in the end here, and then you're ready to start giving yourself or someone you love a massage. But one of the biggest things now that I realized is that turning the device on and adjusting the settings, that becomes a really differentiating factor.
So it's more than just like on off?
It is more than on off because there's variable speeds on these devices. So for this one, for example, it's got a very, very simple control panel that wasn't entirely intuitive at first, but I mean, that was about a 10-second challenge. So press and hold to turn the device on, and then you can just adjust the speed up 5 stages by holding the exact same button.
Now that one sounds like it's going to take off and fly away.
And you know
how does it feel?
It feels good. It's a bit more aggressive, I think, than the TOM 63 that we tried. And I really do like the form factor on this one. It's really comfortable in the hand, and it's really easy to apply it to other parts of your body. And just like the TOM 63, it's actually got a handle that's long enough to get around and start to do my own shoulder blades and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this one is actually a really stripped down model compared to the other ones, but I like it. It works really well.
Okay, good. And we'll give you a closer look again. This one actually came with fewer attachments. What have we got here? 2, 4, 6 instead of 10 to the previous one. But like you said, kind of some of those core attachments like that foam ball part of the package here as well. Okay, this one's my favorite just for the name. It's Bob and Brad. Makes it sound like your friendly neighborhood chiropractor and his
partner in chiropractic.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is the Bob and Brad C2 massage gun. What drew you to this one? Why did you pick this one?
Okay, really good ratings. And this is one of the first ones that I saw that had videos, a lot of tutorial videos about how to use this particular gun made by Bob and Brad.
So like when you went online or on Amazon, you could see how to use the attachments, like those kind of videos?
Bob and Brad themselves.
Like actual Bob and
Bob and Brad. Showing you.
Like together in one video?
Yeah, how this gun works. Now this one comes with a case, which is great. And I'm going to actually pull the massage gun out of this one here because you'll notice that it's actually, it's a bit smaller. It's a lot more compact than the other ones that we showed. I shouldn't say it's a lot more compact, but it is smaller. So if you want to grab the TOM 63 just to hold it side by side, this one is smaller and it's actually lighter to use as well.
Yeah, heavy.
And again, just like the one we showed before, the MedCursor, it does have a very simple control panel, right? Just one button that you press and hold to start up, and then 5 variable speeds. Now,
let me get you an attachment.
Yes, please.
I like this attachment actually. We can talk about how clever Bob and Brad are with this attachment, but it's almost like
I don't know what you would call that. It's like a,
It's like a hollow rubber.
yeah, it's almost like a plunger in a way, right?
Yeah, that's a
And,
good description.
it's not very aggressive. So they've actually got this particular.
Give it a try.
Sure. So they've got this particular sort of plunger attachment, and this is one. If you roll over a bone, like it's not.
You're
quite
on my
as-
shoulder blade right
yeah,
now.
it's not as aggravating. Or if like you hit the spine, for example, like it's not quite as aggravating as some of those other harder plastic ones would be. And then I'll just turn it all the way up to its maximum intensity, and you can.
You want to
tell
try
me.
again? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's definitely intense, but it's not painful. It's not aggressive. It's not uncomfortable. I actually quite like that.
Yeah. So I really like the Bob and Brad gun, and I also really like the fact that it's there's a face behind it, right? And there's some people that are telling
Two
you that-
faces.
two faces,
Both Bob
behind it.
and Brad are behind
They're
it.
telling you what the benefits are, showing you a little bit more about how to use it.
So 2 questions. Can you reach your own back with that handle? Because it is, again, substantially shorter than, say, this one.
Yeah, not as well, not as easily
Yeah.
as with that one, but I mean that's what your beloved spouse is for.
That is true. Talking about attachments on this one, we'll give you a close-up picture of all the attachments that come with this one. There are kind of significantly fewer attachments, but maybe that's because Bob and Brad have just pared back all the excess and know exactly what's going to get you the best results. Okay, so after having evaluated the pros and cons of each one of these, you've got to make a shopping decision because we got to send the rest back. So which one is it going to be?
Okay, it's actually a pretty tough decision, and it's a pretty close call. Now keep in mind, all of these 3 options are in and around the same price category, and truthfully, they all do a really good job. But I chose the Bob and Brad one because it has a case, and this was a really close one between the Bob and Brad one and the MedCursor one.
Okay.
Okay, so because the MedCursor one didn't
And
come
that's
with a
the
case,
MedCursor again.
yeah, I saw the case as a real benefit in terms of storing it and transporting it, keeping everything together outside of that kind of bulky cardboard box. Now this also charges with a USB-C connector, which I've got plenty of around the house, so I don't ever have to worry about losing the cord. Not that that's a huge problem with most of your devices today anyway. The intensity, the maximum intensity on this was very comfortable for me, and it seemed like it was just enough to do a great job. And I really like the fact that Bob and Brad are actual people that are putting out content showing you how that you can, get more benefit from something like this.
Love the content. Love the content creators.
Now, it is smaller than all the other ones, which to me is a benefit because it goes to, portability and transportability.
Bringing it to the gym if you're not traveling or just having it with you. I don't know, if you commute and you're in the car and you want to give your legs a massage while you're in traffic, that could work too.
Sure, that's exactly right. You could be, the favorite person in the carpool all of a sudden. But, I will say this. The one thing that we can't test for is the durability of these devices.
That's true.
And this one, to me, it just sort of seems and feels like it's a sturdier machine. The MedCursor one also gave me that feeling, but for some reason, I just feel like if I drop this one, it's not going to shatter on me.
Yeah.
I don't feel that same way about the TOM63.
Okay.
Okay, and the
And
one
this
thing,
one was the TOM.
yeah,
Right.
it just sort of looks like, it's I don't know. I just sort of feel like if I drop that one, it's going to chip and maybe
Kind
not
of looks a
work
bit like a
correctly.
submarine.
Das Boot. The basic control panel, I like. It's simple to use.
All right, so that is our decision, and that's how we decided, how we got to our decision about buying a massage gun, and we're pretty happy with that because now it's massage time. Woohoo!
It's not now.
Well, not right now.
Now?
We'll finish the video first, and then
Okay.
we'll. Anyway, you guys don't need to know.
Wait, I have to give you the massage, don't I? I mean,
Well-
I get to.
Right, yes. Don't worry, I'll reciprocate. All right, if you guys want to read more up on these, we'll make sure we've got some information at techgadgetscanada.com. You can always head there and see what kind of weird and strange things we're reviewing.
What happened to your channel all of a sudden?
I don't know. We're getting stranger and stranger. Don't even talk to me about the robotic cat that I have on the way, apparently, to review.
I have an actual dog licking my foot right now.
Okay, things are going off the rails, so we're going to sign off. I'm Erin from techgadgetscanada.com. Say thanks to husband Roger.
Thank you.
We'll catch you next time. You can also find me on Twitter or Instagram until that next video at ErinLYYC or on Facebook at facebook.com/techgadgetscanada.